Okay everybody, welcome to base leg. We're currently inbound to the ILS runway 17 at Porto airport in Portugal, just returning from Madeira from our leg out that way. It's an ILS approach, standard stuff really. Runway 17, so upslope on landing, going to be careful during the flare. Weather looks good so far. We've got a reported wind at the airport of 170 degrees 6 knots, QNH is 1021, so relatively high pressure. It's been quite stable around here the last couple of days. Runway's just down there, somewhere over that way. Don't quite. Oh, there it is over there in that field there. Lovely. So we've got that in sight. Okay, turning onto base leg now. Approach mode will probably engage now. Actually, I'll do that now. I'm going to arm localizer, wait for glide path. We're going to descend down lower to 4,000 feet now. That's going to allow us to intercept that glide path when I'm ready. So there's localizer. Alt GS is now established. Still got 230 knots on the clock, so we're still descending. There we go. Just going to grab the glide path now. It's quite a non-stop commentary so far. Non-stop talking. That's not good. Anyway, turbulence starting now, as it has done in the last couple of days around this area. So we've got realistic turbulence turned on. But as you would expect, near the coastline we've got the sea breeze coming in, kind of giving us a bit of buffeting over the hot scenery. So what's the temperature outside? 21 degrees, so there could be some thermal effects as well. Over these fields not so much as over the city, so hopefully that'll be a little bit less than otherwise. Okay, glide path's now established. I've got my minimum safe altitude for the go around. Handling wise, we'll be using Porto Portway, I think it's called, Portway Porto, which is the handler. They also do Madeira handling. The ILS then, let's get the chart up quickly. It's got a minimums which are already set. We're going to keep the speed high just to reduce this buffeting, keep us in the buffeting for as short as possible. 12 miles to go, still 220 knots, that's okay. 351 feet minimums, it's straight in, runway 17 as you can see. Airport elevation is 227, runway is 151, so there's our 70 feet of elevation difference as we go up the runway. So that's what we're going to be accounting for as we come in. Okay, I wouldn't say we're safely below flaps 1 speed, so I'm going to walk in a little bit of spoiler, make sure that we stay below that speed there, and appropriately engage the first layer of flaps, and that should now start to bring us back down slowly to the slat speed. Porto traffic Alpine 51 Echo Bravo inbound ILS runway 17. 52 Uniform Bravo is actually our call sign, but nobody really minds. So final approach 207 knots. Can't yet put in the second layer of flaps as we're not below 200 knots. We've still got some buffeting from ahead, which is going to reduce our possibility to do that. So I'm going to get the gear down actually. You can see there's some quite wild effects. Okay, that's got us comfortably below flaps 2 speed, so flaps 2 now. I'm actually going to take over and just kind of try and... The autopilot's making a lot more input than might necessarily be required. It's quite buffety though actually. Okay, we go, flaps 3. You see the side stick is going a little bit crazy. We get flaps full in at about 5 miles, there we go, flaps full. Quite buffety, so as that wind dies down we should hopefully get where we go back on the glide path now. Probably not the smoothest approach of everyone's life, but that's the way it is really. Let's get back into the cockpit view there. Okay, the engine's starting to spool back up, it's starting to get a bit more stable, not really though. Okay, just watching that VS, it's changing, there we go, 300, we need to bring that back down. I'm in line with the runway now, I can see that, I'm happy with it, just keeping an eye on everything. 700 feet per minute, we've got 138 knots of ground speed, so about 5 times that, so 500 plus 40. It's going to get us to 700 feet per minute, needs to be our descent rate to stay on the 3 degree glide path, so I just need to twizzle around with that as I'm coming in now. We've got our 3 degrees nose up pitch now. I'm just going to switch over to FPA and flight director can go off. I do want to maybe bring that down slightly. It's only at 2.5 now. We'll let the glide path come back. Okay, there we go. Glide path's fine. Speed's more stable now, 140 GS minutes, not working so hard. We've got 12 knots from in front, so expecting half of that to disappear as we go below 500 feet, I imagine. Quite happy. There's the VOR. You can see the station just ahead in the field here. Dropping below the glide path a little bit there, so just pitching back up and allowing the engines to spool in to compensate. And we'll try not to overcorrect, so just kind of making very slight changes to the vertical speed just so we can slightly change our approach. When we lose those last 6 knots, we're going to get an increase in the vertical speed downwards as well. So just getting ready for that. It might not go actually, we might still have our preferred 113 knots. Going to continue with visual, even though we're low. I'm quite happy with the runway, likelihood of reaching the runway, let's say.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Touchdown. Bit floaty. Flaps up. Okay, runway vacated there, and we'll just get a stand diagram up so we can choose a stand. So let's take S35.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
That says 3.5 then. Who's that assigned to? I'll take S33, which will be a couple of stands and then on the left. So we're going to go along S3 here, and then we're going to turn into S33. It'll probably be the one with the catering truck outside. And then there's a nice ground marking to tell us where to go. That was a safe dock gate, there we go, that makes a lot more sense now. Let's not let that steering do that thing that the steering does. Stop. Parking brake. Check landing time and rate, so it was 122 feet per minute, not too bad. That was at 1.6, it's now 1.9. We've had 3 minutes for the engines to cool down after reverse thrust. So shut down the engines there. EGT is decreasing and beacon light off, seatbelt sign off. We'll start the deboarding in Fenix Sim, and I'm going to do the deboarding via
The boarding requested.
GSX.